we are going to learn how to solve this kind of function problems using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator and second from multiple choice questions. Alright, so this will be very easy to do with this calculator. Let's get started. The question says given f of x equals 3x squared minus x plus 5, evaluate f of -3 and f of 5. Okay, so the very first thing to do will be to put the calculator in default mode to reset. So to reset on this calculator, press the setting button. Alright, then navigate to reset, then press execute. Alright, go for initialize or, then press execute for yes. Alright, so we have reset the calculator. The next thing to do will be to bring out the function symbol in this calculator. So to get that, there are two ways you can do this actually, but this is the first pattern I prefer. Alright, press this function button, f of x button. Okay, now when you get here, let's define our function. We are working with f of x here, there's no g of x, so let's just work with f of x. Let's define f of x, press execute. Okay, now you press our f of x is 3x, bring out x, press shift and this 0 button, 3x square, okay, minus 4x, shift and this button, plus 5. That's our f of x. Alright, press execute. So the function is defined. Now we're asked to find f of -3 and f of 5. To simply get it now, let's begin with f of -3. Press this function button again. Now f of x, let's input -3 there. So when f is -3, f of -3, close the bracket, what's the output? Execute. 44. Alright, so f of -3 is 44. Then what of f of 5? Let's go back, press this function button, f of 5, close the bracket, what was it? 60. So the right option this question is option B. Alright, 44 and 60 respectively. So it's as easy as this. Okay, so guys, this basically you can do this. Now another way you can also compute this. So I'm going to go a little further in this problem now to show you another route you can follow to solve this. So under our function, let me just use a random value for g of x. Let's assume we are also giving g of x. Okay, so let me define g of x with a random function. Let me just say 5x. Let me presume that g of x is 5x plus 3 in this question. So let's execute. It has been stored. Right now I want to get the values for f of -3 and f of 5 when f of x is this function 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 and g of x is 5x plus 3. Just a presumption for g of x. So under here, go to home, press this home button. Now you navigate to where you're going to see your table. Okay, follow me guys, this is very easy. Under table, press execute. Now when our f is -3, let's see the value with -3. Let's see the value of f of x and g of x for when f is -3 respectively. You see, we have f of x to be 44 and g of x to be -12. Although when our f is 5, let's try this, press execute. You see, f of x is 60 and g of x is 28. So this is how you can do it simultaneously. Okay, depending on the parameters you are working with or the condition of the question you are working with. Alright, so this is basically you can deal with problems involving compute functions using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. Is now fast for multiple choice questions. Don't forget to reset the calculator once you are done. Very important. Just press the setting button. Okay, then go for reset, navigate down to reset, press execute, go for initialize all. So that's it. We're going to learn how to solve these limits of a function using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the very first thing we need to do will be to reset the calculator. Very important to put it in default mode. So to reset this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator, so all you need is to press this setting button. Once you press it, you navigate down to reset. Alright, once you get there, press execute this button below. Now, once you get here, go for initialize all. So you initialize all. When you get here, press execute for yes, and it's done. We have reset the calculator. So next thing we're going to do will be to store a value on this calculator. We're going to use to solve this limit, okay, of which I recommend. For instance, let's bring a question where it says find the limit of the function where x is tending to 0. So we have exponential to the power 3x minus 1 over 2x. Now, this value, the variable is tending to, x is tending to 0. We're going to add a constant to this 0, the x is tending to, so of which I highly recommend 0.001 to be on a safer side, because I practiced with such constants for a long time now and it always gives me the right output. So let's do this, guys, follow me. So we're going to add 0.001 now to 0 and store it as x on this calculator. Just come here, press this variable button once. So once it comes out, we want to store the value as x. So you can see various alphabets here. Let's go to x alphabet. This is what we want. So we want to store the value of x as 0 plus 0.001. That's what we want. So let's press execute. So it will show you that x has been stored as 1 times 10 to the power negative 3, alright, which is equivalent to when you add 0 plus 0.001. So you still get 0.001, alright. So we have stored the value of x as this on this calculator. So let's go out of this place, just press this AC button. So x has been stored as 1 times 10 to the power negative 3. So we can now use it now to simplify this limit of a function we have. So it's in fraction, you make use of this fraction button. So we have exponential to the power 3x. Bring out the exponential, you press shift and this button 8. So to the power, to make use of the power function, press this button once. Okay, we have 3x. Now, so bring out the x stored on this calculator. All you need to do is to press shift and this 0 button. That's it. So you come down, we have minus 1 over, so you come down 2x, bring out x, press shift and this 0 button. So that's it. Let's press execute now to see the output of this computation. Press execute. So we have 1.50. So right now we're going to simplify the options. Anyone that gives us 1.50 will be our answer. It's as simple as this, guys. So let's check it now. Let's remove this. Definitely it won't be 1 over 6. 1 over 6 will not give us 1.50. So let's verify. So to convert this to decimal, all you need to do is to press this format button below. So once you press it, you see options, convert to decimal, you navigate down, decimal, press execute. So this is the equivalent in decimal. Remember, we got 1.50. So this is not the answer. Let's check option B. We have to divide 3. So to put it in decimal, press format, navigate down, press execute. No, so Next option is option C, that's 2 over 2. So it has to be 2 over 2. 2 over 2 basically give 1.5. But let's verify. We have 3 divide 2. So press format, navigate down to decimal. So exactly 1.5. So the right option this question is option C, which is 2 over 2. Alright, so that's it for this question. Now guys, pay attention for the next question I want to solve. I'm going to say something different. So ensure you watch this video to the very end. Particularly this question 2 that has twig identity sign and tan. So I'm going to say something special about this kind of question. If you miss it, you have missed a lot. So let's go ahead and solve question 2. The value of x is still tending to 0, so there's no need to restate the calculator again. The only way where you are needed to reset the calculator is when x happens to be tending to a different number from the one you have used already. But in this case, x is still tending to 0. There's no need to reset the calculator and storing x as 0 plus 0.001 again. Alright, so we are still working with the same store value since number 2 x is tending to 0. Now the difference between question 2 and question 1 is that this question 2 involves trig identities. So for trig identity, don't solve it under degree. This one we solved question 1, the calculator was under degree because it didn't involve trig identity. But this one now involves trig identity. So if you solve it in degree, you're going to have the wrong answer. So it has to be in radian. Okay, but let me still show you guys now so you see the difference. Let's solve this question 2 now in degree. Let's see the answer and compare it to the one in radian. So the value is still stored. We are not wasting the calculator. Let's go ahead and impute the value. So it's in fraction. Make use of this fraction button. We have sine 2x. So sine 2x. To bring out express, shift and this x button, close the brackets. We have minus tan, sorry, let's write something, close the bracket first. Yeah, minus tan 2x, shift and this button, close the bracket, over. So we have x, shift and this button to the power 3. Okay, so guys, let's press execute and see the outputs of these values we have input on this calculator. Alright, so let's press execute. You see, this is a value in degree, but this is not meant to be. If you check the options, none of the options here is matching to the output we're having on this calculator. So that means the answer has to be in radian because of the trig identity. What we're going to do now will be to switch from degree to radian to get the right answer. To do this is very, very simple. All you need to do is to press this setting button. It's equal to calculator settings. Alright, then you navigate down to angle units. Press execute. Now you see it's already in degree by default. So let's go to radian, navigate down. It's now in radian. Press execute. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's press AC button to go back. So it's now in radian. If you check that D capital letter display has changed to R, capital letter R. So let's press execute again. I see this value will change to a value in radian. So it has changed. You have minus 4.00. So which is equivalent to minus 4. So the right option on this question is minus 4 or negative 4. That's option B. Alright, if you want to go back to degree, just press setting. When you come here, press execute. Then navigate down to angle unit, execute. So if you in degree, press execute. So it's not in degree. You go back and press execute again. It will get back to this first value we got. Alright, so the answer for this question is option B, which is negative 4. So whenever you are dealing with limits of a function involving trig identities, always ensure that it's in radian. All right. In fact, I will recommend that you guys should, because you might not remember this often. Just whether you the limit you are solving is in trig identity or not in trig identity. As long as the calculator is in radian, you always get the right output. So my recommendation to be at the safer side here is to ensure that it's always in radian, so that you will be sure that you're getting the right output, because if I don't know when you encounter a trig identity problem, I will not remember to put in radian. You'll be thinking that the calculator is not getting it right. So ensure from onset that the calculator is radian before you start solving. Alright, so by so doing, you'll be sure that you'll be getting the right answer, whether you meet trig identity question or not. Alright, so that's it. Don't forget to reset the calculator once you're done. Very, very important. So to reset, as usual, just press this setting button, navigate down to reset, press execute, go for initialize or press execute again, and it's done. We're going to learn how to solve these derivative questions or these differentiation questions using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator fast in seconds, especially for multiple choice questions. So guys, ensure you stay till the very end of this video. As usual, I will be simplifying everything for you guys using this particular calculator. Alright, so let's get started. Now the very first thing you have to do will be to reset the calculator to put it in default mode. So to reset this CW scientific calculator, all you need to do is to press this setting button. Alright, once you press it, you navigate down to reset. So under here, press the execution button. Alright, so you go for initialize or scroll down to initialize or press execute. Then once you initialize or press yes, execute, and you are good to go. Now the next thing we are going to do now will be to ensure that the calculator is in radian. Very important, guys. Whenever you are solving derivative, I highly recommend that you should put the calculator in radian. So to put it in radian, because by default this CW scientific calculator is always in degree. Alright, so to put it in radian, all you need to do is to, under this execute button, press it. Now go to setting. Okay, now once you get here, you see the first option, calculator settings. You press execute. Alright, navigate down to angle unit, press execute. So you see is on degree by default, so you go to this place within radian, press execute. Is now in radian, so go back, press AC button. So if you check carefully, you see capital letter R on top of the calculator. This shows that it's now in radian. We are good to go. Next thing to do will be to store a value we are going to use to differentiate the question and simplify the options. That's the idea, guys, of which here I highly recommend you to be on the safer side. I've practiced with you for a very long time now and I've not found any error with it. You are free to experiment with other values, but I highly recommend to. I'll be working with you in this video. So to store a value on this calculator, you press this variable button. Okay, now we want to store it as x. You navigate down to the x alphabet. This is x. We want to store x as 2. Press 2. Okay, press execute. So x is now stored as 2 as indicated on the calculator. We are good to go. Press this AC button to go back. Now let's use this stored value now to differentiate the equation. So we have find the derivative of 1 over root x. So this is MIT typical question, so we are experimenting with these MIT questions in this video. So let's differentiate. To bring out the derivative symbol on this calculator, all you need is to press this catalog button here. Once you press it, this will come out. Then under the first option, function analysis, go for execute button, press it. So the first option there is derivative. You press execute, so derivative symbol will come out. We have d over dx. Okay, we're good to go. Let's impute the function. So it's in fraction. Make use of this fraction button. We have 1 over root, press this button, x. To bring out x on the calculator, press this shift button and this 0 button. So that's it. Now come to this place and put the 2 is stored. this particular place, very, very important. So we are good to go. Press execute. Now let's see the output, what's going to give us. So we have minus 0.176. Right now we're going to simplify the options with the stored value. Anyone that gives us minus 0.176 will basically be the answer to this question. Okay, so let's begin with option A. Remember, we're having minus 0.176 here. So let's simplify option A. Let's go out of this place. Remember, we got minus 0.176. So option A is in fraction. We make use of this fraction button. So let's impute the numerator values. We have there minus in fraction. Okay, we have 1 over 2. This is how you are going to present this on this calculator. So we have x, bring out x, press this shift button and this 0 button. So to the power, make use of this power button. Okay, now we have fraction. First of all, put this negative sign, then this fraction button. So that's what we have there, 1 over 2. You go to the denominator, so we have square roots of x, shift and this button. Okay, so everything is in bracket. Let's enclose it in a bracket. Okay, yeah, give space, guys, very important. So that's what we have there. Now let's put the square, press this button for it. So that's how I can represent this on this calculator. Remember, we got minus 0.176. Let's press execute button now and see if this first option will give us minus 0.176. all right, exactly. So the right option this question is option A. So it's as simple as this. So guys, this is basically how you can do this. So let's solve the second question so that you guys can understand this concept very well. So let's go ahead and solve question 2. Let's wipe this. Now you don't need to reset the calculator at this juncture. You are still going to make use of the same stored value, and the calculator is still in radian. Alright, so let's use the same value we have already stored and the same setting on this calculator to solve question 2. Alright, so question 2 says find the derivative of 1 over in bracket x squared plus 1 bracket close to the power 2. Now basically, if you have to solve this manually, you're going to apply derivative techniques. You're going to apply quotient rule and the function of function rule to solve this problem. Alright, so is it that you call a function of function chain rule? The two mean the same thing, so you are going to apply quotient rule and chain rule at the same time to solve this problem. So let's differentiate with the stored value. So to bring out the derivative symbol, just press this catalog button, then the first option, function analysis, press execute. We have derivative option. The first option, the press execute. So let's differentiate the function. We have in fraction 1 over in bracket x, press shift and this button, square plus 1, close the bracket. So to put square, come to this place. One more thing, guys, I forgot to say this when I did the first one. You have to ensure that the number of brackets are balanced. Very important. We have 2 brackets on the left and 2 brackets at the right. If the brackets are not balanced, we end up having syntax error. So come to this place and put the 2 already stored. Alright, press execute. So we have minus 4 over 25. So right now we're going to check option A and see whether it's going to give us minus 4 over 25. So let's simplify option A. You press this AC button. So option A, we have in fraction minus 2x, shift and this button, over in bracket we have x shift this button, square plus 1, close the bracket, put the square. So let's check if this is going to give us minus 4 over 25. Exactly. So the right option this question is option A. Alright, so this is basically how you can deal with problems involving derivative or first derivative using this Casio Fx-991 scientific calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions. Don't forget to reset the calculator once you are done. To reset, as usual, all you need to do is press the setting button, then go to navigate down to reset, execute, initialize, or yes. Yeah, so that's it. We're going to learn how to solve this derivative of hyperbolic function using this Casio FS under 1CW scientific calculator. So we have two questions to practice with. So let's get started. The first question I have here says, given sine h in bracket 4x, find the y over the x. So these are hyperbolic functions. Now the very first thing to do, as usual, would be to reset the calculator to put it in default mode. So to reset this calculator, press the setting button. Okay, now you navigate down to reset, press execute, you go down to initialize or press execute again for yes. So the calculator is now reset. Let's go back, press AC button or press execute button rather. The next thing you're going to do will be to ensure that the calculator is in radian. So by default it used to be in degrees. So when solving derivatives, also always ensure that the calculator is in radian. So to put it in radian, press the setting button. Now you will see calculator settings, press execute, then navigate down to angle unit, press execute. So you come down to radian, press execute. So the calculator now is now in radian. Alright, once you press the execute button, let's go back. It's now in radian. If you check carefully, you see this capital letter R on top of the calculator. This shows radian. Okay, so we are good to go. The next thing will be to store a value used to differentiate the function and also use to evaluate the options to get our answer. So let's do this, guys. To store a value on this calculator, press this variable button. So we want to store our x as 2. That's the value I highly recommend. You can choose to practice with any other value, but I highly recommend 2. So let's go down to where we are going to see our x. Okay, so this is x. We want to store it as 2. We press 2, press execute. So x is now stored as 2. Let's go back, press AC button. Now we are good to go. Let's now get the d over dx function on this calculator. So to bring it out, so we press this catalog button, function analysis, derivative, execute. So we want to find the derivative of sine h in bracket 4x. To bring out the hyperbolic function on this calculator, you press this catalog button, then navigate down to where you see hyperbolic function. So here we have hyperbolic slash trigonometry. You press it, execute. So we're looking for sine h. That's the first option there. Then sine h in bracket 4x. To bring out x, press shift and this 0 button. One more thing, ensure that the brackets are balanced. If the brackets are not balanced, you end up having syntax error. So we have here now we have 2 brackets at the left, 1 on the right. To balance it, we add 1 more bracket. So we are good to go. The brackets are not balanced. So go to this place and put the two we stored. So that's it. Let's press execute now to see the output of this function. So we have 5961.9. So right now we're going to simplify the options. I don't want to give so this value. We basically the answer to the question 5961.9. So let's begin with option A. Let's go back, press AC button. So let's simplify option A. We have 8 cos h 4x. So press this catalog button, go to hyperbolic functions. Alright, so I'm looking for cos h 4x, close the bracket. So that's it. Let's press execute to see the output. No, we got 5961. So let's go back and check option B. So the difference is, let's remove this 8 and put 4. So that's it for option B. Let's press execute now to see the output. Exactly, so the right option in this question is option B. So 4 cos h in bracket 4x. So that's the answer to the question. So that's basically you can solve hyperbolic functions using this Casio calculator for derivative aspects. Alright, so guys, let's one more question under this. Now you guys understand this better before we end this video. For question 2, it says find the derivative of cos h in bracket x to the power 3. So to find the derivative of this function as usual, let's get the derivative symbol. So press this catalog button, function analysis, derivative, first option. So that's it. We have find the derivative of cos h in bracket x to the power 3. So you press this catalog button for hyperbolic functions, go down. Okay, so this hyperbolic function, this number one, we have cos h x, to bring that express shift and this 0 button to the power 3. So that's it. Ensure the brackets are balanced, guys. Here the number of brackets at the left, we have it to be 2, and the right we have 1. So we're going to add one more here to complete it, to balance it rather. So go to this place and put 2. So that's it. That's the question we have. They have the function. Let's press execute to see the output. So we have 17,885. Okay, so right now let's simplify the options. Anyone that gives us 17,885 will answer this question. Let's go back. Let's begin with option A. So we have 3x, this shift and this 0 button, square. Alright, sine. Okay, that's hyperbolic function. Go to catalog, navigate down. Okay, so we have sine h x to the power 3, close the brackets. So that's it. Let's press execute now to see if we're going to have 17,885 thereabouts. So let's press execute button. Exactly. So this is the value we got when we got the derivative of the function, 17,885. So guys, this is basically how you can solve problems involving hyperbolic functions using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions in calculus. Hope you learned something interesting. So don't forget to reset the calculator once you are done. To reset, just press this setting button, go to reset, yeah, press execute, initialize, or Yes. So that's it. We are good to go. We are going to learn how to solve this trigonometry derivative using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. So let's get started. The first question I have here says, find the derivative of tan inverse of x. Alright, now the first thing to do will be to reset the calculator to put it in default mode. So to reset, you press the setting button on this calculator, then navigate down to where we have reset. Under here, go for execute button, then navigate down to initialize or press execute, press yes, execute again. Okay, so we are good to go. We have reset the calculator, press this execute button. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do will be to put the calculator in radian mode. Very important. When solving the derivative, to put it in radian, press this setting button. Okay, then under calculator settings, press execute. So you see angle unit, navigate down, press execute, go down to radian, press execute. Okay, so it's now in radian, press AC button. Now the next thing we're going to do will be to store a number used to find the derivative of the function. So to store a number on the calculator, go for this variable button. Now I want to store our value, our x as 2. Navigate down to the alphabet x, which is this one, press 2, press execute. So x is now stored as 2. You're good to go. Press AC button. Now let's get the derivative symbol, press a catalog button, function analysis, press execute. This is derivative, press execute again. So we have derivative of tan inverse of x. To bring out tan inverse, you press this shift button and this tan button, then x. To bring out x, press shift and this 0 button. Ensure the brackets are balanced, guys. Very important. We have 2 brackets at the left and 1 bracket at the right. You press 1 more to close it. Okay, so we are good to go. Go to this box here and put the 2 you stored. So that's it. Let's press execute now to get the output. So we have 1/5. If you want to put in decimal, you just press this format button, then navigate down to decimal, execute. So it's 0.2. Alright, so let's simplify the options now. Anyone that will give us 0.2 will be the answer to this question. Press this AC button. Okay, so let's begin with option A. We have cot inverse of x. Now in trigonometry, cot is the same thing as 1 over tan. Alright, whereas sec is the same thing as 1 over cos. Your cosec is the same thing as 1 over sine. So we have cot inverse of x. Since cot is already 1 over tan, so basically to represent it on this calculator, we would have done 1 over tan x. Remember, this cot is having inverse sign. So that inverse sign now, when you express it mathematically, you still get back to tan x. Instead of 1 over tan x, it should now be tan x. So let's take tan x, shift this button to check the outputs. So we have minus 2.1. No, we got 0.2 or 1 over 5. So let's take option B. Option B is sec inverse of x. Sec is something as 1 over cos. Alright, so we have this sec is having inverse sign. Since sec is 1 over cos, when you express this mathematically, because of that inverse sign, you still get back to cos x. So the 1 over cos x, now you now have cos x because of the inverse sign when you express mathematically. So it will now be cos x. You press shift and this 0 button, close the brackets, execute. No, we got 0.2 or 1 over 5. So let's check option C. Is in fraction. Make use of this fraction button. We have minus 1 over 1 plus x square. shift this button, square. Okay, execute. Minus 1 over 5. No. So this tells us that this will be, the answer will be option D. Since the difference here is there is no negative sign here for this option D. So exactly, so the right option in this question is option D. That's the answer to the question. So this basically can go about trigonometric derivative. So let's say one more question before we end this video so that you guys understand this better. So let's press this AC button. We are still working with the 2 restored and the calculator is still in radian mode. There's no need resetting calculator. So question 2 says find the derivative of tan inverse of 1 over x squared. To bring out the derivative symbol, press catalog button. So function analysis, press execute. Derivative of d over dx. So we have tan inverse, press shift and this down button in fraction 1 over x, press shift and this 0 button, square. So you count this place and close the bracket, then count this place and put the 2 is stored. That's it, press execute. So you have minus 4 over 17. Alright, if you want to put in decimal, just press this format button to decimal, press execute. So minus 4 over 17, something as minus 0.23. So right now let's simplify the options. You see the one I gave us, minus 4 over 17 or minus 0.23. So let's begin with option A. So it's in fraction. We have minus 2x, shift and this button, over 1 plus x to the power 4. So that's what we have there, right guys? We are good to go. Now let's press the execute button to see the output of this. And so we're going to have minus 4 over 17 or minus 0.23. Exactly. So the right option in this question is option A. So feel free to check option B and D, but I know you won't get this value. So this basically can deal with problems involving trigonometric derivative using the Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. The second from multiple choice question on calculus. So let's something interesting. So don't forget to reset the calculator once you're done. To reset, just press this setting button. Okay, navigate down to reset, execute, initialize, or yes. Alright, so that's it. We are going to learn how to solve these definite integral problems using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. Alright, so guys, let's get started. The first thing to do will be to reset the calculator to put it in default mode. So to reset, press the setting button. Alright, then navigate to reset, press execute, go for initialize or press execute. So we are good to go. Next thing to do will be to ensure that the calculator is in radian. To put it in radian, press the setting button again, go to under calculator setting, press execute, then navigate down to angle units, go to radian. Okay, no, radian is what we want. Yeah, press execute. So it's now in a radian. Alright, so let's go back. Let's see. Now for definite integrals, the problems under definite integrals are usually straightforward. Don't need to store any number on the calculator, so we go straightforward to solve this. So let's press the catalog button to bring out the definite integral symbol. Press this, then under function analysis, press execute, integration, navigate to integration. So the integration there is definite integral. Alright, so let's begin with question 1. The upper limit is 1, the lower limit is 0. So you navigate to the center box. So we have square root in fraction square root of 1 minus x to omega s, press shift and this 0 button over 1 plus x shift and this button. So that's it. Let's press execute now to see the output of this definite integral. So it's solving it for us. Alright, so we have 0.57. Right now we're going to break down the options to see the one that will give us 0.57. That will be the answer to the question. Let's begin with option A. So it's in fractions. Bring out I and this calculator. All you need to do is to press this shift button and this 7 button. We have pi over 2. That's it. Execute. To put it in decimal, press this format button, navigate down to decimal. Is that no, this is 1.5. no, we got 0.57, not 1.57. So let's take option B. Just adjust it here, put negative -1 here. So I feel it has to be this option. So let's execute. 0.57 exactly. So the right option on this question 1 is option B. Alright, so that is for question 1. Let's solve one more example so that you guys understand this better. So let's solve question 2. Press this AC button. Let's go back to catalog, function analysis, integration. So the upper limit is 2, the lower limit is 1. Come to this center box, impute the values. We have 3x shift and this button, 3x square root x shift and this button square. Okay, we have cube there, s cube, come down, plus 1. Alright, so that's what we have there. Let's press this execution button to see what it's going to give us. We have 16.11. So the right option this question is option A, 16.11. So this basically can deal with problems involving definite integrals using the Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions. So hope there's something interesting from the video. Definite integrals are usually straightforward. That's one of the things that makes me to like problems under it. Don't forget to reset the calculator once you're done. Just press setting button, navigate down to reset, execution, initialize, or so that's it. We are going to learn how to solve these indefinite integral problems using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. Alright, so let's get started. We have this Oxford integration questions to practice with. So the question 1 I have here says we should find the indefinite integral of x plus 3 over s cube dx. Alright, so these are the options. Now the very first thing to do as usual will be to reset the calculator to put it in default mode. So to reset, you press this setting button. Okay, so under reset, navigate to reset. Alright, so under here I press execute, initialize, or the essence of resetting is to put the calculator in default mode. Alright, press execute again. So it's now reset. The next thing to do will be to ensure that your calculator is in radian. So to put it in radian, you press this setting button again. So under calculator setting, press execute, then angle unit, press execute, then navigate to radian, press execute. So it's now in radian, press AC button. Alright, so we are good to go. The next thing we are going to do will be to ensure that we store a value we are going to use to solve these problems we have, of which I highly recommend to when solving calculus problems whether integration or derivative, right? Particularly derivative and integration. So we're going to start 2 on this calculator. To start 2 on this calculator, you press this variable button. Alright, navigate to the x variable. You press 2, press execute. So this indicates that 2 has been stored as x on this calculator. Let's go back, press AC button. So the idea behind solving indefinite integrals using this Casio calculator will be to simplify the question and differentiate the options. Alright, so let's do this, guys. The question there is in fraction. You make use of this fraction button. So we have x. To bring out x, press this shift and this 0 button. So we have x plus 3 over, so s cube, shift and this button, make use of this power function. So that's what we have there. Let's press that. There stands for function. You don't need to include it in your values, so press execute. We have 5 over 8. To put it in decimal, press this format button, then navigate to decimal. So 5 over 8 is same thing as 0.625. Right now we're going to differentiate the options. Anyone that gives us 5 over 8 or 0.625 will be the answer to this question. Okay, so to bring out derivative symbol, press catalog button, then function analysis, press execute. We have derivative there. So let's differentiate option A. We have in fraction, we have 1 over 2x, shift and this button. Alright, then come here, we have minus in fraction 3 over 2x square. So that's it. The plus c is not part of what we're going to include here. Plus c is just a constant attached to the output of indefinite integrals. So you come to this place and put the 2 is stored. Alright, so you have to also ensure that the brackets are balanced. Very important. So let's press execute now to see if we are going to have 5 over 8 or 0.625. 1 over 4, no. So right now let's find the derivative of option C. Option B I have there is none. Alright, so let's adjust this and do that of option C. Okay, so let's just do the changes here. We have remove these 2 here and come here and put negative sign. Okay, so that's it for option C. Let's press import to now, or this execution button to see if we're going to have 5 over 8 exactly. So the right option in this question is option C, which is the one that gave us 5 over 8. It's as simple as this. So guys, let's solve the next question so that you understand this better before I end this video. We are still working with the same format of the calculator. We are working with the store value too. The calculator is still in radian, no need resetting it. So let's simplify the indefinite integral we have there. We have cube root of x. To bring out cube root of x on this calculator, all you need to do is press shift and this button. Alright, so put cube there. Okay, come inside the under the root symbol, impute x, shift and this button. So that's what we have there, right? The there is just a function, that's what it stands for there. So let's execute. We have 1.25. Right now I'm going to differentiate the options. Anyone that gives us 1.25 will be the answer. So let's press the catalog button, function analysis, press this again. So let's begin with option A, a fraction 3 over 4. Alright, we have x, okay, to the power there is a fraction. Sorry, let's delete this. Okay, so make use of this fraction button. We have 4 over 3. So that's it for option A. The bracket is balanced, one on the right and one at the left. So come to this box here and put the 2 restored. Yeah, let's see, we're going to have 1.25. Exactly, so the right option is option A for this question. It's as simple as this. So guys, this is basically you can deal with problems involving indefinite integral using this Casio Fx-991 CW scientific calculator. It comes from multiple choice questions in calculus. Hope there's something interesting. So don't forget to reset the calculator once you're done. Very important to put it in default mode. So to reset, press this setting button. Okay, navigate to reset, press execute, go to initialize or yes. So we are good to go.